Okay, so I admit there's quite a lot going on here, but I try to simplify it. And what I'm thinking is that we can look at is some technical analysis that we can use in conjunction with the SLC probe, because we don't have like a de facto technical analysis that we use with the SLCs. We use the SLCs, but I'm saying to you guys, use your own technical analysis. And it'd be good to formulate like a consensus about what we should do. And I was wondering whether or not the breaker structure, the change of character indicator, it could be worthwhile. And so what I'm thinking about, what we need to see in order for this stop loss cluster and technical analysis to combine into a working system, is that we do need to see a lower low. All right, so that's really key. So there is obviously the lower low, right? So stops were taken, as you can see, the blue line, and what we then draw is a fib from the swing high to low. I'm still investigating the correct zigzag to use, but it kind of makes sense if we'd use that. It's quite a wide range and encompasses a lot of area, and what we want to see is for price to come up, and it's just to test the 50%, which is what it did. Now, why are we interested in this 50% probe? Well, we've come down to take the stop loss cluster, and if we came down to take the stop loss cluster, and then again, and then again, and again, there would be no one left to bully. All right, so it's coming down, and then we're coming up to 50% of the move, and it looks like in speech marks that we're going to continue higher, and then therefore that then accumulates some buy side liquidity. So it's inducing longs if we get to the 50%, and that's obviously a criteria. So we're looking for a lower low, a retracement up to 50%, which is we saw, and then you're looking for sells this side of the 50%, and we're looking for longs above the 50%. All right, so that's pretty much it. And in case you wonder what this dotted line is, it's just like a point of interest, where so much is that price has done its thing, we're taking liquidity, it's fooled a lot of people on the way up, it's actually probably retracing, and this red line is basically just mapping a high. It's like a point of interest, so you could be looking for sells below that high with a stop at the 50%, but then again you want to get a good risk to reward. So if you're targeting the SLC and you're sort of entering now-ish, it's not a terrible risk to reward. Your stop could be here, or it could even be here. So that's about it really. So we just want to try and get something that we can all use comfortably and confidently about the stop loss cluster in conjunction with technical analysis. So I think it kind of makes sense that we'd want to be trading on this side of 50%, and it's doing this seeking liquidity. It's attracted a lot of buyers on the way up, and obviously by doing so it's gonna punish those guys, and then so that's how that works. You'll note that the fib has removed the 38.2 and the 24%, 23.8. I've removed it because we want to have this area clean, because this is our workspace. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit more testing on this setup. I think it's got a good potential, and it's really easy to use for anybody, because anyone can know, why we'd want to be bearish below 50%, because it kind of makes sense. It's logical, isn't it? It's like a binary value. We're bullish above the 50%, and we'll be bearish below, and then you're just marking swing highs for potential exits. I mean, you could enter short with a stop here, but it all depends on your threshold. I mean, that's not too bad, is it really? I mean, that's not too bad, to be fair, but it's got potential. And so what I'm going to be doing next week, I'm going to be looking to really test it, and not just gold, but to do it on currencies and indices as well. And if we get like something concrete and it works really well, then we can use this like as a de facto technical analysis that we use with the SLCs. So it's good because I don't really have anything to say this is what you guys should do. you should definitely get the FX SSI indicators, but how do you use them with technical analysis? It'd be good to have a concrete structure and an idea that accompanies the SLCs. And so that's that. So hopefully that's clear. And it's quite cool that we've got this space that we can work with here. And you're looking for cells, basically. Oh, and one last thing, of course, is what I did mention, is that we're looking at the wicks as well. So when we're below 50%, you're looking for upside wick. That tells us selling pressure. Okay, and that's just like a confirmation. When we're above the 50%, looking for the wicks below, and that indicates buying pressure. And when we go above the 50%, then we're targeting the stop loss cluster above. All right, and that's it. So nice and simple. And I'll be doing some testing next week, and I'll do a follow-up video, a part 2, next week whenever I get some time. Okay, so that's just something I'm looking at and trying to get something across to you guys, and hopefully, it's a profitable setup. I wholeheartedly recommend fxsi.com and their indicators for MetaTrader 4 and 5. It's a 7-day free trial, so do have a look. There's no credit card required. You might be lacking in some sentiment awareness, analysis, and it does complement technical and fundamentals very well. Especially if you're very technical, you could be missing out on some sentiment, or if you're particularly fundamental, you could be missing out on some sentiment. This is like a sweet zone. It complements both, and it gives you a very strong bias about direction as well. So technicals are great for direction, fundamentals are great for direction, but the sentiment sits in between. Okay, and so perhaps if you're missing out on some sentiment awareness, these are the best indicators in existence in the world for that. And then you can have a look at this. You've got a 7-day free trial, and you've got your order book, and you've got your indicators, including the ratios, which are amazing. Just look at my videos on my YouTube channel and you can see how powerful the ratios are. And you can have a look. Just take your time. You've got 7 days to trial them, and if you don't like them, then that's fair enough. You don't have to renew, but we do have a code if you want to, and it's just the QDB code, and it gives you a 10% discount, and that's it. So have a look, see what you think, and like I said, it's a 7-day trial, so you don't have to renew, but I think you'll probably find you will renew afterwards, because the order book and the ratios and the stop loss clusters as well are amazing. The stop loss clusters are great because you know where to target. Okay, that's where you take profit, where people get stopped out. Okay, and that's it. So just a quick plug for the fxsi.com, and enjoy your day.